Hi, I'm Gail and welcome back to lowcarbrecipe.ideas.com. Today we're going to make a low-carb chicken meal again. And I'm going to do a lot of chicken because I find that most people in society eat a lot of chicken, and I know we do in our household. So we're going to have a low-carb chicken with a mushroom sauce. It's quick and easy, it's very tasty, and it just gives you another variety of chicken meals to make. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to use my Herb. This spice here, it's organic. I absolutely love it. You can get a spicy Herb. It comes in a red container also, and it's quite delicious. But I find it harder to find in the larger. You can use salt and pepper on your chicken breasts. It's up to you what spices you want, but I like the Herb. So I'm just going to sprinkle it on here. Now, normally it's 4 servings of the chicken breasts. I have small ones, I have large ones, so I'm just kind of doing a variety here. Like, look how big that one is, that's craziness. And I actually pounded them down to make them a little thinner. And I put them in between saran wrap and took my mallet and hammered them down till they're a lot thinner. So now we're going to put them into the frying pan. Now in my skillet I have a tablespoon of butter, and I'm just going to melt that medium-high heat, and then we're going to add our chicken breasts. Now I've got the butter melted, we can add our chicken breasts. And I'm using the butter just for the extra flavor. The frying pan or the skillet that I'm using is a product from Germany, and it's called Woll, W-O-L-L. They're lovely, lovely pans. Nothing sticks on them. You got to make sure you're using wooden utensils or plastic or whatever. But they just do such wonderful job at cooking. So I'm going to cook this on 4 minutes on each side, not completely cooked through, but just to kind of brown them up a little tiny bit, and then we will go from there. So now I'm just going to flip them over. You see, browning them up a little bit on each side. So I'll do another 4 minutes. So now I'm going to just remove my chicken breasts, because now we're going to start making our mushroom sauce. And we're going to keep all the juices that are in the pan, because it'll just give extra flavor when we're making up the sauce. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add a large clove of crushed garlic, a small chopped onion, white onion, and we're going to add a 1/4 cup of white dry wine. Now we're going to throw in our mushrooms. And I have a pound of sliced mushrooms. And we're going to cook these until we've lost all the juices. So it's going to kind of be thickened up when we're finished. There's a lot of moisture in mushrooms, so it's going to take a few minutes for it to take the moisture and kind of boil them out or fry them out. So we'll just stir this around a little bit. It smells absolutely delicious, and we'll cook these for a bit. Now I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of my Herb on to the mushrooms, and we're almost to the point where we can continue with our recipe. So the next thing we're going to do is I have 1 egg, and I have sour cream. I have 1/3 cup of sour cream. So I'm going to just mix the egg and the sour cream together. And then we are going to put it in with the mushrooms. Now, sometimes you can put some chicken broth in if it gets too thick. Now the egg kind of, I've tempered it a bit, but it kind of does sort of an egg thing with the sauce. So I'm just going to add a little bit of chicken broth. I'm just going to add 1/3 cup of chicken broth, stir it around. You might have to add a little bit more in. So I'm just going to pour a little more in. And it was approximately 1/2 cup of chicken broth that I put in. And check your labels, because all chicken broths are different. This particular one I have, it's organic, home goodness, and the carb count is 0. So you can put as much in there as you like. So now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon that I squeezed. And I have 2 tablespoons of parsley. Now fresh parsley is wonderful to use, but I just find I don't use it enough, and I buy the whole fresh bundle and I end up throwing it in the garbage. So I like using dried parsley, and Lighthouse is the name of the product I use, and it's quite nice. It's seems very fresh, and I just thoroughly enjoy it. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of put everything to the side, and I'm going to put my chicken back in to the I had to find my fork here for a second. Back into the sauce, because my chicken isn't completely cooked through. So we're going to put it in here. I'm going to put the lid on it for between 5 and 10 minutes, and we're going to just let that cook. So I'll get my lid, between 5 and 10 minutes, and then we're all set. So here is my low-carb chicken and mushroom sauce. It's quite tasty. I really am enjoying it. It's got a nice flavor. Like I said, we need variety in chicken to keep us on track. So if you're interested in this recipe, go to lowcarbrecipe.ideas.com. Try this recipe and try some of my other recipes. You take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.